Victor Osimhen puts Man United down again. You know, he has been on the ladder of Man United since 2022. If you've been really a very good person who has been following up, because when Eric Ten Hag came in through, this was the guy who was looking at, and we never really had the money to bring him in. And United decided to obviously try and really see how things would pan out with this guy. But he has put United down again. That is Victor Osimhen. And what is he gonna hit to do? This is what we're obviously gonna be discussing onto this channel. Good morning, United Matters channel it is, and hope you guys are really having fun. Wherever you ask, my select button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, please endeavor to subscribe, because every time you subscribe, you know what really happens. Everything goes on well as planned, and we need to hit 22,000 subscribers, guys. Let's really show love to this beautiful channel. 8th of July it is, and let's get eyes. Now, after United missing out on Victor Gyökeres, we got stories coming in through from Buchi Laba, and he told us that Victor Osimhen is Ruben Amorim's first choice target and not Gyökeres. As of April, Man United made it clear to Osimhen that he's their first choice. Now, this is what United does, and this is what big clubs really do. You know, when they fail to get a player like Victor Gyökeres, because I brought you a story late in the night that he really chose Arsenal over Man United, they try to do what we call a spin, that we never liked that player. That's what they do. But the fact is, Ruben Amorim wanted Victor Gyökeres to come to Manchester United. You understand? And tier one journalists have always gone ahead to say the first choice target as a forward for Man United is Victor Gyökeres. And we all know to it that Man United had only one chance to get in Victor Gyökeres: win the UEFA Europa League and play in the Champions League. When he never really did that, you know what the results were. And it was the reason as why Arsenal was panicking to go in for this player, because it would have gone ahead to be a different scenario altogether if United were in the Champions League and Victor Gyökeres was still there and Arsenal hadn't gone ahead to sign him. United would have gone ahead to have the financial muscle to go out and really sign these players, because they would have gone to know to it that they would be in the Champions League and they will be making some huge amount of money, and it would have gone ahead to help them really finance the transfer of the player known as Victor Gyökeres. But right now, even the deal of Bryan Mbeumo, it's taking them a month plus to obviously accomplish it, because of how they want to negotiate their financial matters, as they are not sure that even next season they will be in the Champions League. That is it. So that is it, and I'm telling you, that was a spin. It was a story being put out for Man United that from day one it was Victor Osimhen. It wasn't, because United hasn't even gone ahead to really appear so much on Victor Osimhen links. You know, let me tell you, if United wanted Victor Osimhen and Osimhen knew about it, he wouldn't have gone ahead to make this decision to go to Turkey. No. But because United isn't willing or are not interested in him, that's why the player is willing to go to Turkey. This is Iago Sabachunglu from Turkey said Man United really wants Victor Osimhen and asked for salary reduction, but the player refused. So all these stories just indicate that we've fallen off the cliff. That is it. Way back, players would really even try to take a pay cut of their salary to come and play for Manchester United. And if Galatasaray can pay or can meet Victor Osimhen's salary, why can't Man United? You understand? So that shows you that it hasn't gone ahead to be that concrete, you know, because United would have gone to tell Victor Osimhen, rest in a little bit there, and we'll sign you, you know, like they've done for Matheus Cunha, they've done it for a player called Bryan Mbeumo, and they'll do it for another player that they will be going on to sign. You understand? So Osimhen has gone ahead to put United down. And how is he going ahead to put it down? It's Fabrizio Romano. dropping the bomber. And it said that Galatasaray have sent initial bid for Victor Osimhen for 50 million euros plus 5, while Napoli want more. Osimhen keen in return to Galatasaray, but deal depends on club-to-club talks. Al Hilal remain involved in the race with a plan to pay 75 million euro release clause, but not agreement with Victor Osimhen. Now that means Osimhen is going to have to give Galatasaray his yes. Remember, Al Hilal came in fast, 75 million euro release clause triggered, and they wanted to pay him a lot of money. And he said, I'm not coming your side. I still want to be playing in Europe. That's what Victor Osimhen said. And he never acted like a typical African. Typical Africans would be like, let me go to Saudi Arabia and really make some money. But he's like, I need to enjoy the shine in top 5 leagues of Europe, or the elite leagues of Europe, by playing in the Champions League and so on and so forth, as Victor Osimhen. So the problem is all about Napoli. Napoli want 75 million euros and Galatasaray want to offer 55. Now, more on Victor Osimhen and Galatasaray's story from earlier today. Personal terms are agreed until June 2028. Victor said yes to Galatasaray once again. It now depends on Galatasaray and Napoli to get the deal done after initial 55 million euro bids, after Al Hilal offered 75 million euro release clause. And then he said Galatasaray will approach Napoli again for Victor Osimhen with new proposal after 60 million euro turned down. The agreement with Osimhen is done until June 2028, but Napoli want more than 60 million euros and also with better payment terms. Talks continue. That's all about Victor Osimhen in there for you. So you can't tell me that Galatasaray can stand in a way of Manchester United. This is where the saying of even 1,000 brooms cannot stand in the way of a room. Even 1,000 flies cannot stand in a way of one broom. So United is one broom and Galatasaray are really 1,000 flies. If United wanted to bring in Victor Osimhen, this would have gone to be the best moment. Obviously sign him and tell him, please, we have your space here, but we are trying to let the likes of Alejandro Garnacho go, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony. After offloading 1 or 2 or 3, we will trigger the release clause, because the amount of money we are talking about is almost the same that United had to pay to Sporting Lisbon for Gyökeres. And if you know Osimhen, I think he's younger than a player known as Victor Gyökeres. Osimhen is 26 years of age and the other guy is 27. So, all in all, that is a spin. United wanted these players, but they couldn't pay that amount of money, meaning that the striker that United wants was Liam Delap, 30 million pounds. That's the amount of money they wanted, but Chelsea came in thick and fast and signed the player immediately. So, as it stands right now, Man United, I think they don't need a striker. That is it. I don't know why people think United need a striker. We don't need any, I tell you. We don't need any. We don't need any. Because we are having 4 players that can really play into that position. Rasmus Højlund, Joshua Zirkzee, Matthias Cunha, and Chido Obi Martin. And I think it will be very insanical for the club of Man United to bring in a forward when they're having 4 players that can play into that position. Meaning that those 4 players can really put up a fight for that position. If Rasmus fails, Zirkzee won't fail. If Zirkzee fails, Matthias Cunha won't fail. If Cunha fails, then Chido Obi Martin won't fail. And for every player who is going to be leading the line for the club of Manchester United in this upcoming season, he's going to be really supplied to the fullest. And chances will be created left, right, and center. With Amad Diallo being played as a right wing back, then Dogu left wing back, and Cunha Bruno Fernandes or Mbeumo playing as a number or the two tens in there behind the striker. Service will be there. It will be guaranteed with the likes of Mount, Kobe Manu also hitting into coming through and really add quality onto the already created chances, whether scored or not scored. I think it will be a very big goal. Your thoughts onto Victor Osimhen putting United down? Welcome in the comment section below. And what are your thoughts about this? We out.